Have you ever wondered why some people still walk tall in their 90s, while others begin to struggle in their 60s? What's the real difference? It's not just luck. And it's not about going to the gym every day either. The secret might come down to just one vitamin. One powerful nutrient that quietly fuels your muscles, your balance, and your freedom. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're 90 years old, but still climbing stairs with ease. Still walking down the street without holding onto a wall. Still able to dance at your granddaughter's wedding. No cane. No fear. Just strength. Just independence. Too good to be true? I promise you it's not. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you why. But before we begin, tell me, where are you tuning in from today? Do you or someone in your family ever feel shaky on your feet or worry about a fall? If this topic speaks to you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Your voice helps me serve you better. And please, stick around until the very end, because what I'll reveal in the final section is something almost no one talks about, not even most doctors. But it may be the most important thing you hear today. So let's begin and talk about why this matters, not just for your legs, but for your life. 1. The fall factor. Why this matters deeply. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Every year, 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 will suffer a fall. That's not just a number on a page. It's someone's mother, someone's grandfather, someone like you or me. And the consequences? They're often heartbreaking. A single fall can mean a trip to the emergency room, a broken hip, weeks in a hospital bed. And for many, it marks the beginning of a long, painful loss of independence. Some seniors never walk the same again. Some never walk alone again. But here's the hopeful truth. Many of these falls don't have to happen. They're not a guaranteed part of aging. They're often the result of something we can change, something we can strengthen. And it begins in your muscles. See, we often think that staying upright just comes down to balance or careful steps. But underneath that, it's your leg strength, your muscle power, that keeps you steady. And here's the part most people don't know. Your diet plays a bigger role in muscle strength than you might imagine. Yes, movement matters. Gentle walks. Light stretches. But the real missing piece, the one that even some doctors overlook, is nutrition. And in particular, there's one vitamin that's absolutely essential. Without it, your muscles weaken faster than they should. And with it, you may not just prevent falls. You might rebuild the strength you thought was long gone. So what is this overlooked key to leg power and balance? Let's take a closer look, because this vitamin might already be sitting in your kitchen or hiding in your blood test. To meet your muscle protector, the power of vitamin D. Now let's talk about something I wish every senior knew. The quiet hero that's protecting your legs every single day, vitamin D. You've probably heard it helps your bones. And that's true. But here's what many don't realize. Vitamin D does something just as important, maybe even more urgent as we age. It fuels your muscles. It keeps them strong, responsive, ready to catch you when you lose your footing. Think of vitamin D like the spark plug in an engine. Without it, your muscles don't fire the way they should. They weaken, shrink, and stop responding quickly when you need them. Your balance slips. Your steps slow down. Climbing stairs becomes harder. And walking across the room can suddenly feel like crossing a football field. Scientific research backs this up in a powerful way. One landmark study from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who took vitamin D had a 23% lower risk of falling. That's not a small number. That's nearly 1 out of every 4 potential falls prevented. Another study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, showed something even more concerning. Low vitamin D leads to poor calcium absorption. And when calcium isn't absorbed properly, both your bones and muscles pay the price. Your body begins losing muscle at a much faster rate, a condition called sarcopenia. It affects nearly half of all people over 80, and it's one of the silent causes of frailty and immobility in later years. So yes, vitamin D helps your bones. But it's also your muscle protector. Without enough of it, you're not just risking fractures, you're risking the very thing that lets you live on your own, walk to the mailbox, or dance at your grandson's wedding. But how common is this problem? And how do you know if you might be affected? Let's take a closer look, because the numbers may shock you. 3. Spotting the signs. Are you deficient? So how do you know if you're running low on vitamin D? It's not always obvious, but your body often whispers the warning signs, if you know what to look for. Have your legs been feeling shaky lately, maybe a little wobbly when you get up from a chair? Do you find it harder to maintain your balance, even just walking across the living room? That's not just aging. That could be a sign that your muscles aren't getting the support they need. Have you felt a deep, dull ache in your hips, knees, or lower back? A kind of bone pain that doesn't quite go away? That, too, might be linked to a vitamin D deficiency. Now here's a big one I hear often from patients: night leg cramps. Especially those sharp spasms in the calves that wake you up and make it hard to fall back asleep. That's not just dehydration. In many cases, it's a sign your muscles are struggling, and vitamin D could be the missing piece. Another clue? Wounds that seem to take forever to heal. If a small cut or bruise lingers longer than it should, that could mean your body doesn't have what it needs to repair itself efficiently. If any of these symptoms feel familiar, don't ignore them. You don't have to guess. A simple blood test from your doctor can reveal your vitamin D levels. It's quick, it's affordable, and it could be the first step toward reclaiming your energy, balance, and mobility. So let's say your results come back low. What then? Don't worry. There are natural, practical ways to boost your vitamin D, and we're going to walk through them step by step, starting with something that's completely free: sunlight. 4. Why deficiency is so common after 60. You might be wondering, if vitamin D is so important, why do so many older adults fall short? The truth is, deficiency becomes more and more common after age 60. In fact, over 60% of seniors have lower than recommended levels. And it's not because they're doing anything wrong. It's just how the body changes with time. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. The same 20 minutes outside that once gave you a healthy dose, now gives you much less. Add to that the fact that many of us start spending more time indoors, whether it's for comfort, safety, or simply habit. And when we do go outside, we often wear sunscreen, which, while protecting us from burns, also blocks vitamin D absorption. Then there's the diet. Most people, especially older adults, don't eat enough of the foods naturally rich in vitamin D. And even when they try, it's hard to meet daily needs through food alone. All these small shifts, less sunlight, less skin production, fewer rich foods, they add up. And they quietly create the perfect storm: weaker muscles, unsteady legs, and a higher risk of falls. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's causing the deficiency, you can take real steps to reverse it, starting with something that's simple, natural, and right outside your window. Let's talk about how sunlight can help. 5. How to get more vitamin D, naturally. So now that we know how crucial vitamin D is, and why it becomes harder to get as we age, the next question is simple: how do we fix it? Let's begin with the most natural source of all, the sun. When sunlight touches your skin, your body begins to make vitamin D all on its own. And it doesn't take hours, just 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week, with direct sunlight on your face, arms, or legs, ideally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's when the sun's rays are strongest and most effective for vitamin D production. But I know what you might be thinking: what about winter? Or, what if I live somewhere cloudy, or I have mobility issues that keep me indoors? In cases like that, some seniors have found relief in a clever alternative: vitamin D lamps. These special lamps simulate the UV rays of the sun and can gently encourage your body to make its own vitamin D, even during dark or chilly months. It's not a substitute for fresh air, but it's a helpful tool when natural sunlight isn't an option. Next, let's talk food. Because yes, your plate can be a powerful source of this vital nutrient. Start with fatty fish. Wild-caught salmon, sardines, mackerel, these are among nature's richest sources of vitamin D. Just one small portion, around 3.5 ounces of salmon, can give you nearly 600 IU of vitamin D. That's a big step toward your daily goal. Egg yolks are another excellent option. And fortified dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt often have added vitamin D to help support bone and muscle health, especially in older adults. Now, if you follow a plant-based diet, you're not left out. Mushrooms, when exposed to sunlight, can produce vitamin D naturally, especially varieties labeled as UV-treated. They're a great vegetarian-friendly addition to soups, stir-fries, or salads. All of these natural sources can help support your levels, but sometimes, even with sunlight and good food, it's still not quite enough, especially after 70. That's where the right supplement, taken wisely, can make all the difference. Let me show you how to choose the safest and most effective option. 6. When food isn't enough, supplement smartly. Now let's be honest, while sunshine and food are powerful tools, sometimes they're just not enough. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb nutrients as efficiently. You might be doing everything right, eating salmon, getting some sun, and still fall short. That's why many older adults need a little extra help from supplements. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's one of the smartest decisions you can make for your long-term strength and stability. Here's what the experts recommend. If you're between the ages of 50 and 70, aim for at least 600 international units, IU, of vitamin D each day. If you're over 70, as many of my patients are, you'll need a bit more, 800 to 900 IU daily to keep your levels strong and steady. But not all supplements are created equal. When choosing a vitamin D supplement, go with vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol. That's the form your body recognizes and absorbs best, far better than D2. It's more natural, more effective, and more reliable in keeping your blood levels where they need to be. There's one more detail, and it's an important one. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means your body can't absorb it properly unless you take it with a bit of healthy fat. Something as simple as a few slices of avocado, a drizzle of olive oil, or a meal with some nuts can help unlock the full benefit of your supplement. So if you're already taking vitamin D, double-check when and how you're taking it. That small change could make a big difference. But there's one more piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet, because even the best vitamin D plan won't work without this crucial mineral. Let's talk about the silent partner your body needs to activate and use vitamin D effectively: magnesium. 7. The missing partner. Why you need magnesium too. Now here's something that surprises a lot of people, even those already taking vitamin D. Did you know your body can't properly activate vitamin D without magnesium? It's true. Without this essential mineral, that vitamin D you're getting from sunlight, food, or supplements might not be doing its job at all. Magnesium is like the key that turns the ignition. It helps convert vitamin D into its active form, the form your body can actually use to strengthen bones, build muscle, and support balance. So where can you find magnesium? Thankfully, it's found in many whole, natural foods. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are an excellent place to start. Nuts and seeds, especially almonds and pumpkin seeds, pack a powerful dose in every handful. And let's not forget about whole grains like oats and brown rice, which support overall nutrition and digestion. Still, even with a good diet, some seniors don't get enough magnesium. If you're dealing with frequent leg cramps, low energy, or trouble sleeping, your body may be signaling a magnesium deficiency. In that case, a magnesium supplement, taken under your doctor's guidance, can make a real difference. Here's the magic. When vitamin D and magnesium work together, their impact multiplies. Stronger bones, better muscle function, faster recovery, and yes, more energy to get through the day. And now that we've explored how to properly activate vitamin D, let's talk about something just as important. What kind of improvements you can expect once your levels start rising, and how long it might take before you feel the difference. 8. What to expect? Your timeline for improvement. Now, I want to be honest with you. Boosting your vitamin D levels isn't an overnight fix, but the results are absolutely worth the wait. With daily consistency, whether through sunshine, food, or supplements, you'll begin to notice real changes. And they often happen in stages. By week 2, many people report fewer muscle cramps and a gentle lift in daily energy. You may find it easier to get out of bed or feel more stable standing from a chair. By the end of the first month, balance often improves. Your legs may feel stronger, and everyday tasks, like walking across the room or climbing steps, feel less intimidating. That steady confidence starts to return. And by month 3, deeper changes begin to show. Your bones become more resilient. Your muscles are firmer, more supportive. Studies show a 31% drop in falls, a 35% increase in muscle strength, and a 40% reduction in fracture risk, all from maintaining healthy vitamin D levels. These are not small improvements, they are life-changing. But remember, consistency is key. Your body thrives on routine, not quick fixes. So how do you put all of this into action starting today? Let's bring everything together in a simple plan you can follow for stronger legs, better balance, and a more independent life. Let's bring it all together. Your legs don't just carry your body, they carry your independence, your dignity, your memories of walking your daughter down the aisle, chasing grandkids through the yard, or strolling hand in hand with someone you love. Don't let a silent deficiency steal that away from you. The good news is, you're not powerless. There's a clear, simple path forward. Here's your plan. First, get your vitamin D levels checked. A basic blood test can reveal more than you think. Next, spend time in the sun, just 20 to 30 minutes, a few times a week. Then, fill your plate with vitamin D-rich foods, salmon, egg yolks, mushrooms, fortified dairy. And finally, consider a daily supplement, especially if you're over 70 or get little sun. Add magnesium if needed, so your body can actually use the vitamin D you're giving it. These small steps can lead to big change, steadier steps, stronger legs, and the confidence to keep doing what you love. So let me ask, when was the last time you checked your vitamin D? If this video opened your eyes or gave you hope, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if there's someone in your life who needs this message, feel free to share it with them. And of course, subscribe for more simple, practical health advice from someone who's walked the road and is here to walk it with you.